Welcome back to the After the Siren podcast.
Oh,
Gotta hold up to the speaker.
it's right next to my freaking. God, my three starters.
There we go. Okay. I'm Albert. Joined with me as always, Joe. How you doing, Joe? You doing good?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty laid back day.
Yeah.
Morning workout, and then got to listen to the end of the Geelong Brisbane game.
That was back and forth all day.
Well, don't give any spoilers out. We'll cover that on Tuesday.
All right, yeah.
How about you, Albert?
Woke up. That's always a positive. Have physical therapy in about an hour and a half. So
fun. Are you excited?
Yeah. I think I got my leg to 90 degrees. So
that's what's up.
Once I hit 105, I get to ride a stationary bike.
Oh yeah, you're telling us about that.
Fun stuff happening. Well, let's get into it. Baseball is back.
Opening day, baby.
Opening day was yesterday. Some teams opening up today. Well, let's get into the news that broke down yesterday morning, late Wednesday.
Yeah, I think Wednesday.
Yeah, Chris Paddock traded for Taylor Rogers. Paddock going from San Diego to Minnesota. I really like this move if you're a Minnesota Twins fan. I'm very high on Paddock. His changeup's absolute filthy. His last 2 years, he was average, but in 2019, he lit the world on fire with a 3.33 ERA, a whip under 1 of .981, 9.8 Ks per 9 in 26 starts. Then he had some injuries the last couple of years, dealing with injuries and different problems. But I'm high on Paddock. I think he's going to find a nice home in Minnesota and get back to the way he was in 2019.
Yeah, I remember I was telling you, what was it? I guess last week when we were doing predictions that Minnesota, they needed one more starter. They traded for Sonny Gray. I was like, maybe they go after Manaea, but San Diego actually got Manaea. So Paddock, he's the bottom of that rotation, a little bit expandable. Minnesota makes the move. Like you said, last year, a little bit of a struggle, over 5 ERA, 5.07. The whip is a kind of low, 1.2.
That's average. 1.2
yeah, that's average. So he's not going to be a guy who he's going to be starting, like game 7 for you. But back half the rotation to be your 3 or 5 or 3 or 4, solid guy to have. And Taylor Rogers, for the Padres, great reliever to have, especially since what happened to them yesterday for opening day. So it's good that they have a reliable starter or reliever for them. Geez.
Yeah. I think Paddock's potential could be a 2, possibly a 1, depending on how he develops. But based off the last couple of years, I think 2 is the ceiling right now. But does it worry you that Minnesota's whole rotation is all right-hand pitchers?
I don't think so, especially in the AL. I feel like majority of lineups are righties, and then you have the lefties to break it up. So I don't think it's a big worry. I don't think it's an issue at all.
Yeah. I think if they got Manaea, though, that would have been what they wanted more.
Yeah, because he's a lefty, right?
Yeah, but Paddock's a good pickup, especially a righty who can make his changeup just dance to the right like crazy. All right, another trade that went down. Austin Meadows from Tampa to Detroit. Meadows is a solid player, solid bat, solid glove. But when Riley Green returns from injury, is Meadows going to move away from left field, or are they going to move Riley Green away from left field?
They probably move Riley Green. You have the vet stay where he is. I think Riley Green is Badu in center field.
I think so.
Probably. If not Riley Green, he can platoon until he gets enough at bats and stuff. And I don't know. Meadows, solid power bat, had 29 home runs last year. Average is a little bit low. You have kind of an outlier in 2019, or I guess he was an all-star. 291 batting average, 364 on base percentage. So that's an insanely good season for him. But majority of the time, OBP's on the lower side, low threes. Batting average, I mean, he can hit high twos quite consistently. So, I mean, I like this pickup for Detroit, who, they're trying to get young-ish guys to kind of build around, and he can be a solid guy in the lineup for them.
Yeah. I think they'd move Meadows to right or center because Riley Green, what his problem is, what I've been reading about him, all the prospects, is saying his defensive mobility is about average and his arm isn't necessarily the greatest. So that's something to take a look at when he returns.
I'm not entirely sure how good defensively Austin Meadows is.
I think he has a stronger arm though.
Yeah, I can't really say anything to
All right,
it.
Another one. Breaking news today: Aaron Judge still has not found an agreement with the evil empire. The Yankees offered him 7 years, 225. I'll let you take this one.
Thank you for that.
No.
It's a shame that we couldn't get it done before the first pitch. He says he wants to be a Yankee, that he wants to play there his whole career. I mean, so how much is 7 years to 223? Just over 30 million?
31, 32.
So I believe that would make him the second highest Yankee, right behind Garrett Cole. I think he's making like 36.
Second in right field, behind Trout and above Mookie Betts.
I mean, I don't understand it. He thinks he's worth more money?
I think he might be wanting more years. It might be a situation like Freeman.
7 years is a lot of years.
He's turning 30.
Exactly. You think they want him when he's 37? He's going to be on the downcline by
then. With Freeman. Freeman wanted 60 years. Atlanta offered him 5.
How long does he want? A 10-year contract so he can play on the Yankees till he's 40?
Who knows?
That's insane. I mean, obviously, he's an elite player. He's top 10 outfield. Batting average wise, I believe he was top 10. Home runs, he was 5th. OPS, he was 5th out of outfielders. I mean, he's a stud. So, I mean, I think if he tests free agency, there are going to be teams that are going to be offering him that 7-year, $250 million. So I guess he just wants some more money, which, I mean, go chase the bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just a shame that we couldn't meet the deadline.
All right. We finally have baseball games to talk about. This episode is going to be a little bit different than once we get into the meat and gravy of the season, the meat and potatoes. But let's start off. Ohtani dazzles, let's be honest. But the Angels still find a way to lose. Ohtani ties record for Ks in outing less than 5 innings in Angels history with 9. Bregman went 2 for 4 with a home run. Brantley went 2 for 5 with a double. Houston now hit the Angels 8-4. Bregman and Brantley did look very good. Framber Valdez with a strong start, 6 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 6 Ks. Houston just looks like they're already in midseason form.
Yeah, Valdez surprised me a little bit. I mean, I think it was a no-hitter up to the 6th inning. Was it? I think so.
I don't think so. Darvish had 6 no-hit innings.
Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe he let 1 hit, I think, in the second, and then he got the next 19 guys out. I think that's what it was. He was the A's have some studs on. I mean, Shohei, Trout, Rendon. So it's not an easy thing to do. For the Angels, Joey Adele, or maybe just Joe Adele in left field for them. Yeah. He just seemed out of sync out there. I mean, there's a couple of plays when I was watching that I thought he could have caught. He looked slow to the ball for a guy who's supposed to be speedy. When Bregman hit that home run, I think he could have caught it. I mean, he went too far left to it and went basically right to the side of him. And then Shohei. I think they probably just took him out early because spring training was shortened, so want to save his arm. That's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
most people are doing. They're saving their pitchers 80, 85 pitches and they're pulling them.
Yeah. So I mean, if he keeps pitching like this, Albert, your prediction might be right for Cy Young. I mean, he was stellar out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, what you got anything to add?
No, Ohtani looks back offensively. He looked a little off, but he'll figure it out. But other than that,
I mean, the Angels offensively. Let me look at this. They had
They're
1, 2, 3, 4,
hits.
5, 6, 7. 7 guys didn't get a hit for them.
Yep.
That is tough.
Yeah. Houston's got a good pitching staff, though.
Yeah, that is true. But I mean, they need production if they want to compete up there. So we'll see what happens.
Moving on, Bobby Witt Jr. made his debut. He impressed me defensively. The one play in the shift as a third baseman, he's playing shortstop, went over to his right, backhanded, got the ball out of his glove quickly, tossed it over to first. That was impressive. He had his first MLB hit, was a clutch RBI double to go ahead. Yeah. And then he scored after a single from the next batter. I forgot who it was. But Zach Greinke made his first start for Kansas City since 2010, the team that drafted him. He won a Cy Young with them. And this broke the record for opening day, most time between opening day starts for the same team. And he pitched good, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 run.
It's really good.
1 walk, 1 K. Kansas City's bullpen looked very strong as well. And Shane Bieber looked very bright in his 4 2/3 innings of work. That run, that's an earned run. That should have been an unearned run because the left fielder completely botched the ball, but they ruled it a double. I don't know how that works, but the scoring guy there in Kansas City, giving his Royals a free extra base hit there.
Yeah, Bieber continues to show that he's one of the best. For the Indians, the center fielder Miles. I'm sorry, guys. Guardians. Didn't mean to be racist there. Miles Straw and who was it Ahmad Rosario? Is that who's in left field? Something Rosario.
Yeah.
I forget. I understand that. I guess they don't have too many games under their foot together. They gotta figure something out. There's multiple times
playing left field.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because there's communication between there's basically non-existent. And eventually they took out Rosario and replaced him with Mercado, I think. Offensively wasn't really there for them, for either squad. Good job by Bobby Witt. A lot of pressure on him to, get that first hit, kind of get the career moving on. And he gets it in a time where they need it. He gets that go-ahead run. So, I mean, big up Bobby Witt.
Yeah. All right, let's go to St. Louis now. Pujols made his return in a 9-0 win. He went 0 for 5. He reached base twice via 2 errors. But let me start. I forgot to talk about Tyler O'Neill last week. I mean, this guy is he just hits the ball. He's so good in left field. Yesterday, he went 2 for 3 with a home run, 5 RBIs, a walk. Last year, he batted .286 with a .352 on base, .560 slug, with 34 home runs, 80 RBIs, 15 stolen bases. He might be running a lot more this year is what I've heard. So he might have a chance to get a 30-30 season, potentially a 40-40, depending on how much they let him run. But I mean, St. Louis's 2, 3, and 4 hitters combined went 4 for 8, 4 runs, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 6 walks. They continuously got on base and tormented this Pittsburgh pitching staff. Wainwright was back to his good old days. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 6 Ks, no runs. Just all out a good team performance from St. Louis.
Yeah, Pujols. It's so good seeing him back in St. Louis. Yeah. I mean, he just belongs there. It was great to see him his first at bat get that standing ovation. Paul Goldschmidt. I remember I was watching the game. I think he walked 4 straight times.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do that, I mean, you're in scoring position already, practically with him up, and then it does Aaron Nola bat behind him?
Yep.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, with him behind already in scoring position. Pirates, I don't think it really surprised anyone. I think
Brian Hayes left the game early. That was a little scary.
yeah, it wasn't that scary. Forearm spasms. He went to reach out for a fly
but when
ball.
you first watched it, the way he came out, because he already had issues with that wrist last year.
Yeah. Pitching for them, absolutely non-existent. I'm trying to think who started for them. Brubeck, something like that. I think he lasted just under 4 innings.
Yeah.
Pirates fans, you got a long way to go before you're competitive. That's all I can say.
Yeah. 2-3 years probably.
More than that, maybe.
They got some good prospects in the minors. See how they turn out.
Not many pitching prospects. Which is what they need. They have Quinn Priester, and that's about it.
Yep. All right, moving on to Arizona. Darvish, he was pretty good yesterday. 6 innings pitched, no hits, no runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks, left with a 2-0 lead. But San Diego still finds a way to lose, 4-2. Bumgarner struggled finding the zone. 37 pitches were strikes out of his 68 from that day yesterday. But Seth Beer, a walk-off home run. He also went 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Arizona with its solid comeback. But San Diego, they need to figure out something offensively.
I don't think it's time to worry yet for them. First game of the season, short spring training. And it's not like Madison Bumgarner. I mean, dude can still deal. And then Luke Weaver came in. He kind of had some issues. Big shout out to the D-backs bullpen. A lot of guys I don't even know came out and got them out of a bunch of jams. I know this popping guy, it was either bases loaded or at least 2 runners on, and he got out of the jam. I think maybe letting only 1 run. So I mean, it was an excellent job by them. Padres. Darvish really surprised me because the whole thing with the substance ban, and right after that, it was horrible with him. I think he was over a 6 ERA after that happened. Only 3 strikeouts, so not a lot of swing and misses, which is a little bit worrisome especially with this D-back.
That's not really worrisome. Let the guy
let him
hit the ball.
If they're hitting the ball, some of these good teams are going to make better contact than the D-backs were. Guys were just missing and just hitting it straight up in the air. Now, with this trade with the Twins for the Padres to get Taylor Rogers in, big help for the bullpen. Because this is the area that let him down. They had this Suarez guy. He came over from Korea. He was dominant. I think 1.1 ERA. I think he walked like the first 2, hit the next guy to load the bases. New guy comes in, wild pitch, and then of course, I mean, what a better way on National Beer Day for Seth Beer to come in and hit the walk-off home run. A little bit storybook, I guess, or coincidence. That's all I got.
Yeah. All right, moving on. I was watching this game yesterday. Cubs win on Chili Day, 5-4. McCutchen, Adames, and Tellez, each with 2-hit games for Milwaukee. Ian Happ had a day, 3 for 4, 2 doubles. Jason Hayward went 2 for 4 as well. Nico Horner, first home run since 2019. Who saw that coming? Absolute line drive shot off the bat to left field. Wind was blowing a little bit out in the windy city on the north side. Hendricks, he just absolutely dealt. 5 1/3 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks, just carving up this Milwaukee lineup. Yelich went 0 for 3, 0 for 4, I think. His swing looks a little.
He got 1 hit.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he got 1 hit. One for 3.
Yeah. His swing looks a little better from the last couple of years, but his timing just looks a little bit off. Once he gets that down, I think he should be fine. Corbin Burns did not have it yesterday. 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and that was it from him. But I mean, he walked the first guy of the game, which was ironic because last year it took him like a couple months into the season until he walked a guy. But the Cubs bullpen was shaky. After Hendricks came out, they brought in Chris Martin, which he's not that great. But if you're a Cubs fan, I think if your starting pitching is going to be solid, you just have to be worried about your bullpen.
Yeah. You didn't even mention our both of our Rookie of the Year
Saya
predictions.
Suzuki.
Saya Suzuki.
He had a
came
good
in.
game. First
He
at
did
bat
have a
was
good game.
impressive. He worked the count, got a walk. Then he got a single later that day.
Yeah. I was telling you, this dude, 88 walks to 89 strikeouts. So, he has a great eye on him. It was a decent hit. He was a little bit out in front, smacked it to left field for a solid hit. I believe against Corbin Burns. I think he was still in. Dude, Cy Young last year, if I believe.
Yep.
Corbin Burns looks good. I think everyone knew that coming in. For the Cubs, Kyle Hendricks. I was a little bit surprised. He did a lot better than I thought he was going to do. A big thing for you before the season started was how are the Brewers hitting going to be? And I think you have some serious proof right here. The Cubs are no powerhouse in terms of starting pitching. Kyle Hendricks barely goes over 90. I don't even know if he hits 90 anymore. That bullpen, very shaky for the Cubs. And they just rolled them out.
Hendricks is still a top pitcher in the league. It's just as soon as they took him out and the bullpen came in, that's when their offense started clicking a little bit more. But it still wasn't necessarily great. But McCutchen, though. McCutchen looks like a great pickup for him. It looks like he still has a good couple of years left in him.
I don't know about a couple of years. Maybe this season, maybe next season. But
that'd be a couple.
Okay.
Anything else from the game?
That's all. I didn't get a chance to really catch most of it. I saw some highlights and that was about it. So that's all I got.
All right, moving on. The Reds moved to 5-1 all time on opening day against the reigning champions of the previous season. They won 6-3. Reds had a lot of blue hits, unlucky for Atlanta's defense. It just looked like their positioning was maybe 3-4 feet off at some times. Fried looked solid other than the second and third inning, which he got a little bit shaky. But again, there's a lot of blue hits. Average exit velocity off of him was 81 miles per hour. And then 2 of the earned runs against him was from the bullpen. Colin McHugh came in and gave up a 3-run bomb, which 2 guys were put on by Fried. But it was a good day for Cincinnati. But also on the Braves side, looking at it, Austin Riley went 3 for 4. He had 75-60%.
Carried your offense.
Had a home run, 2 RBIs. Matt Olson went 0 for 2 with 2 walks. There was a nice play by Jonathan India that robbed him of his first hit in Braves uniform, but he looked solid. Spencer Strider came in. He impressed me a lot. 2 innings that were perfect, 5 Ks in those 2 innings. Throwing 100 with an 86-mile-per-hour slider, throwing those for strikes. And then Brandon Drury of Cincinnati continues to absolutely destroy Atlanta pitching. He went 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs. It was a good game. Oh.
Yeah, Tyler Mahle going against the defending champions and Atlanta. 5 innings, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts. I don't think many people expected him to go in there and quite honestly dominate the way that he did. Jonathan India continues his Rookie of the Year because he can't defend anymore, but he continues on with a great year. He has 2 hits already. I think the Reds came in and replaced Tommy Pham replaced Nicholas Castellanos with Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
And I think it was a little bit underrated. I know in that 1 inning, or since he was in the second or third inning, and he was down 0-2 in the count, and he works the count to eventually get the walk, set the bases loaded, and then they eventually got a run in. I don't know if that was the inning where they got 2. Great pickup by them. Max Fried. Fried. He looked good out there. All things considered, only 1 walk. Like you said, I was watching the game. A lot of bloop hits.
The outside corner, he was not getting with his curveball either, which made 0 sense to me.
Both guys, both him and Mahle, both had it's like just 1 inning where they just
Yeah.
couldn't throw a strike to save their life. It was like if they're about maybe like a couple inches just right outside the strike zone.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was just kind of crazy. Did you get a chance to see the when they interviewed Joey Votto when he was in the field?
When he was on first base.
That was great.
Hilarious.
I think they got to do that more often.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love Joey Votto? So, you know what I mean?
I like how he's giving golf lessons middle of the game. That was good.
Yeah. Apparently, he's in a midlife crisis. He's going to get a diamond tooth.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
Maybe Joey Votto would like to join us, and
Yeah, let's go golf then.
he's got social media everywhere. We'll make a video and tag him in it. Yeah.
There
I'll
we go.
DM him. I'll be like, hey Joey, you wanna talk with us?
Exactly.
Maybe he'll be our first ever guest. Joey Votto, if you're listening, you should be our first ever guest.
All right. Let's make it happen.
Yeah. All right, moving on. That's about it for
Mets Nationals.
Oh, Mets Nationals. I forgot about that game. But
want me to take this? And then
yeah,
you just add on.
You can start.
How do you say his name? Taylor, something like that, Miguel. I didn't realize he was the guy who's going to be opening day star. I know Scherzer's starting, I believe, tonight.
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't do Tajon Walker. I don't know if he's injured or just dealing with some discomfort, or they decided to go with him. 5 innings, 6 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs against the Nationals. Nationals continue to show why they're in a rebuild. Juan Soto, only guy who produced a run with that home run. Scary instance in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs where they had Pete Alonso. He got hit in the face. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
A little bit scary. It took him out of the game. I mean, there's no reason to ball in the ninth whether you're up by 4. Just have him run. Pete Alonso, though, he went 2 for 4. Robinson Cano, 2 for 3. Jeff McNeil, 2 for 4. Mark Canha, 2 for 3. And Mark Canha, once again, another underrated signing. The Mets, they struggled a lot of times with 2 outs. And again, that clutch him to get an RBI. His debut, he goes up 2 outs and hits a line drive into left center to get a run across. I mean, maybe a better offensive season for the Mets this year. We'll have to see.
Yeah, they were facing the Nationals, but we'll see. Nationals are not going to be that great this year at all. They're pitching, other than Corbin. Corbin's been shaky the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Ever since he left Arizona. But yeah, I think you hit everything there.
Yeah. I just want to go back. I want to go back real quick to the Padres game.
Yeah.
And the incident where Machado hit a pop fly and ended up running into the first baseman. Did you see that?
No.
Okay, well then we won't cover it much then. No, he hit a pop fly. He obviously disappointed. He put his head down. He started running. He looks up. First baseman's right there, and he tries to jump out of the way, but ends up jumping into him. So the first baseman couldn't catch the ball, and they just called him out. I just wanted to get your take on it, but it's all right.
You should just pay attention to the game and run. That's my take.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're going to preview what we are looking at this weekend and the upcoming week for our next MLB episode. You want to start us off, or want me to start us off? I got 3 things down.
We'll do I'll do one. You do one.
All right, that works.
I'm going to start with Darvish.
Yeah.
I want to see how he does. I don't know exactly who they're playing. I don't know who their next series is. Not a lot of strikeouts. D-backs put a lot of balls into play. He struggled last year. So I want to see, can he continue to be, I guess, a dominant pitcher? I mean, he went 6 innings of no-hit baseball. So we'll see how he does next week.
My thing is pace of play. Manfred came out and said implementing a pitch clock for next year's top of his priority. But at the same time, this is the man who instated the universal DH, which makes the games longer. If you take a look over the last 30 years, National League always has shorter games, less offense, but more strategy and stuff involved. He's talking about increasing or decreasing the pace of play to under 3 hours, yet he adds a universal DH, which makes zero sense in my opinion.
Yeah. So coming up this weekend, no Syndergaard, he's going to be pitching. It's going to be a big factor in that AL West division. I don't remember if he's facing the Astros. He might be. So I mean, they're going to be a tough lineup. So I want to see how he does against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. My next one is Bobby Witt Jr. I want to see him keep rolling along. Solid start to his career yesterday. And this Royals team, they're young. They kind of remind me of the 2014, 2015 Royals a little bit. They're not at that level yet, but they're in the processes of going back to that level. So this is like first year where they're laying the foundation for their future success. So I'm excited to watch them over the next week.
My next one is going to be for Boston. I'm watching the game actually right now on my phone to the side. Nathan Eovaldi, he's dealing. Paxton and Sale, they're both injured. So I want to see how their pitching staff beyond Eovaldi handles the field, because they're going to have to carry a little bit of the load until the Sale and Paxton come back. So we'll see how they do.
Yeah. My last thing is this Cardinals lineup after the Pittsburgh series. I don't know exactly who they play, but I want to see if they just keep this thing rolling, because it looks like they got a well-balanced lineup. If Pujols starts hitting a little bit, I think it just makes them even better, because he was batting fifth with Goldschmidt in the 2-hole, Arenado, Ted O'Neill in the 3, Arenado in the 4. I want to see how this lineup goes along this season, and especially this first week, see if they establish a tone for the rest of the year.
Nice.
All right, that does it for this week's episode. A little shorter because opening day,
Not many games.
not many games, but once we get into the good part of the season, we'll have more stuff to talk about, break stuff down, more games, talk about more stats, more players. Yeah. All right.
Nice.
See ya.
Bye.